Florida needs about 60,000 new nurses over the next decade to keep up with demand.
And now state lawmakers are targeting schools that are failing to get them ready. Our Capitol Bureau reporter Cody Butler explains.
About 85% of people coming out of nursing schools across Florida are passing their licensing exams. It's a number that state lawmakers are trying to improve.
That's just not acceptable.
The Florida Hospital Association projects a shortage of nearly 60,000 nurses in the next decade. State lawmakers want to change that by making sure nurses are ready when they graduate. National data shows Florida is dead last when it comes to nurses passing the licensing boards the first time, with the national average above 88%.
So we need to be getting educated nurses. We need to be getting those through the process, and so this bill addresses that.
Representative Toby Overdorf's bill is ready to pass the House when lawmakers begin session next week. It adds more oversight to nursing programs in Florida. The bill requires health department inspections, shortening probation periods, and holds program directors accountable while mandating tuition refunds if 30% of students failed board exams.
We have students that are going through these processes. They become entrenched in debt, and they have no job because the school didn't prepare them to pass the final test.
The Florida Nurses Association says the bill will ensure more nurses are ready to care for Florida's growing and aging population.
Passing a school in nursing is like passing a law school and not passing the Florida bar. You cannot practice. You cannot succeed.
The Florida Association of Independent Nursing Schools says lawmakers already addressed the nursing shortage with the Live Healthy Act, a comprehensive healthcare workforce package.
I think it was a good step 2 years ago when the legislature passed that, and it has made the schools that come into this much better when they start the program. They have to be institutionally accredited.
Governor Ron DeSantis vetoed a similar bill last year, but Representative Overdorf tells me he addressed some of those changes in this version, and he's hoping it will pass again this year. In Tallahassee, I'm Cody Butler reporting.